Go ahead in the back.
Thank you, Jen. Both German Chancellor Merkel and French President Macron have expressed their concerns over U.S. policy towards vaccine. They've basically been underlying the need for more exports, be it for the vaccine itself or the components. Does the President understand their frustration? And more broadly, do you think he underestimated the negative reactions around the world?
Well, let me first say that the President's commitment to a global COVID-19 response has been steadfast and consistent since day one, when we made the decision to rejoin the WHO. We understand that the virus knows no borders, that it is important for the United States to continue to play a central role in addressing the global pandemic. We've invested more than any other country in COVAX, and we're pushing other countries to invest more in the program to get vaccines to developing countries. We're working to boost global production through partnerships like the Quad Partnership. Moderna and Pfizer have announced plans and intentions to increase supply and get it out to the global community. And of course, we've announced that we are going to share 60 million doses, 10 million of which, as Josh referred to or alluded to earlier, will be hopefully approved by the FDA soon. So there's no question we're playing a role. We will continue to play an increased role in efforts to address the pandemic and get the pandemic under control. Go ahead in the back.
Thank you, John. Speaking of NATO's eastern flank, the important part of security system in the Central and Eastern Europe was supposed to be U.S. missile defense site in Poland. The project stalled during the previous administration. It has been delayed twice. Is President Biden committed to completing the project?
I don't have anything to preview about a bilateral project or project in Poland at this point in time. The President addressed this group today. He provided remarks. It's obviously a group of 9 countries, so it was not focused on one particular country, even though I know the President of Poland was a co-host of the event. I can certainly follow up with our national security team and see if there's more to report. Go ahead.
We're seeing hesitancy in some areas to resume activities that even the CDC says are safe. Not wearing a mask outside if you're fully vaccinated, or even in particular in-person schooling. Does the administration have a strategy on helping cure those anxieties around the country and make sure that the reopening can go as smoothly as possible?
The reopening of schools. Well, we actually saw data that came out just last week that showed more than 50% of schools are open 5 days a week, and that data is from March. So we're actually seeing increasing numbers as schools receive the American Rescue Plan funding and as they apply the mitigation measures. So I'm not sure, but was there specific data you were referring to, or?
It's not just the reopening schools, but getting families confident that sending their children to those schools is safe.
Sure. This is certainly, as we look to wait for and hope for, of course, approval of one of the vaccines to be safe for 12 to 15-year-olds. I know this is something that's on the minds of parents around the country. My kids are not quite that old, but I certainly relate to and understand that. And we will continue to do what we have done with a range of communities across the country where there has been issues with confidence, whether it's communities of color, where there has been a massive increase in confidence as more people get vaccinated, or more conservative communities where we've also seen an increase in confidence as more people in communities are vaccinated. So one of the reasons that we are partnering with primary care physicians and local doctors is because we know that is an effective way, not just with adults, but with parents, to help address questions they have, concerns they have about whether or not getting the vaccine, taking the vaccine for their kids is safe, is effective, and is necessary. And that is a program we will continue to increase our investment in. I think we'll have more to say about that in the coming days.